And welcome everybody to another episode of In the Library of Graphic Literature. And today we have a new book, or books?
New book,
New
and
books.
some books.
And I'm exactly who the F I think I am, and here's Wallace Ryan!
Yay! Thank you. So yeah, today we have a bit of a mixture. We have one new book, and then just an old book talking about that person we're going to talk about.
Ooh.
And that person we're going to talk about is Wonder Woman. Yay! Wonder Woman is great, isn't she?
Yes.
Anyway, Wonder Woman, she's been on the go since 1941, I think it is. And originally created by William Marston Moulton, the so-called father of the lie detector. And apparently a lot of people believe his wife and their live-in lover had something to do with it too. Pretty progressive times back there in the 40s, right? So anyway, this is the latest incarnation of our favorite warrior woman. Yay! Wonder Woman. This is absolute Wonder Woman. Now, as opposed to some things, I'm not going to talk a lot because this is brand new. This is the latest, well, not brand new, I got this last week. This is the absolute Wonder Woman. And like all the other Absolute tales that came out, like Absolute Batman and all that this year, it's not like, there are sort of alternate takes on each character, and this is considered by a lot of people to be the best one, the Wonder Woman one. And I like the art is really good, the story, I mean she's raised in the underworld, and the origin is much different from the regular. So there are some parts that do relate to it, but it is kind of its own new little creature. So it is worth reading. I'm on to volume 2, which this is volume 2, the latest one, and it's pretty darn good so far. And I've been reading Wonder Woman since I was a kid, so you know I'm a Wonder Woman connoisseur. Anyway,
Yes,
actually,
I'm sure.
I guess I should at least show people some of the artwork, eh? Just so the artwork is actually quite nice in this. It's quasi-European. There, I like that.
Will there ever be a world that doesn't need saving from women?
Exactly.
Or by women?
By women, yeah, saving from women. Yeah, by women. Darn right. I agree with you on that one there. I mean the by women part. Because God knows, us men have screwed it up more than good enough.
Yes.
In the meantime, we have the Golden Age, and I kind of like the early Wonder Woman because it had a very peculiar style to it. It wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like a lot of the other ones, and there was a lot of course, of her being tied up and bound, but after so many complaints,
Yes.
yeah, there was a little bit less of her being chained up, like there down in the bottom panel there.
Mm-hmm.
And some people started to notice that, and they taking all the fun out of it. But yeah, it's a very strange style, and they actually did do a comic strip, which I do have too in this. But this was this guy H.G. Peters, and him and Moulton, and Moulton's wife, were on this for years and years and years, and eventually it was taken over once the Silver Age, as we call it, came along. And now this is volume 2. I got volume 1 around somewhere, but I don't know where. I gotta organize this library, you know. Now this is Wonder Woman from the 50s and 60s, the Silver Age as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, no, I was gonna say the terms of the order.
Wrong book.
Nope, but that one was supposed to be next. But this was taken over by, I think it was around this guy named Ross Andrew, who would later go on during the 70s to do Spider-Man. And he did the first Superman-Spider-Man team-up that he does all this, as a matter of fact. And this guy, he has a sort of a neat style. He can he can draw too. He was actually one of my not favorites, but he was up there, right?
Never heard these three.
That's Wonder Woman, Wonder Girl, Wonder Baby, and that's Queen Hippolyta or whatever her name is. Basically, Wonder Mom. That's Wonder Woman's mom. And Wonder Girl, she basically just had a costume that was almost exactly like Wonder Woman, except then in the late 60s she gets her own costume, which is even more kicking than the standard Wonder Woman one.
Mm-hmm.
But these stories are all your standard type of Silver Age. Some of the stories are kind of corny. Oh, there's Wonder Baby. Mm. And that was a big thing back then. Well, I mean, you had Batman and Robin and Batmite and Batwoman and Batdog and Batcat. And, but yeah, and I kind of like the covers were quite impressive. I kind of liked the covers at the time. But the artwork, like I said, compared to a lot of other comics, the artwork was at least serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
And he did, what else did Andrew do? Well, he went on, like I say, to work for Marvel after this. He did Supergirl too, I do believe, I think it was. But yeah, this is the 1960s, and then of course, the 1970s come along. Boom, boom, dun, dun.
Diana Prince celebrating the 60s.
Dun, 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 dun. Now, of course, and I followed this at the time when they first came out. When the 60s came along,
Oh yes, very 60s.
they had to reinvent her for the 70s. This would have been 69, 70, I guess. Let's check the exact date. Oh yeah, there. Right. Forget the old. The new Wonder Woman is here, and so they changed her. What was it? Oh, they don't put the date here. That drives me crazy when I see that. But it was 69, 70, whatever. But anyway, and that I always liked that. This was the sort of announcing that there was a whole new Wonder Woman on the scene. And essentially it's Wonder Woman but without superpowers. Because, she was, the Amazons had to go somewhere, I think it was, and she wanted to stay on Earth to be with Steve Trevor and her boyfriend at the time. And so if she was going to be left behind, she wouldn't have the powers for some reason. Which you'd think, geez, why didn't they leave her with some powers? But they had great covers too.
Yes.
The new Wonder Woman. And then later on, actually, there was a lot of them were done. But oh yeah. And she had this short fella, I Ching was his name. He was the kung fu master that taught her all her kung fu moves and that. So, and at the time I kind of liked it because it was something really different. By that point I was starting to tire a bit of the old Wonder Woman, and eventually and this was one of the last there.
Okay.
And I think that was one of the last, or this. Oh, that was another one. Okay, but anyway, she eventually they, of course, like always, they returned to her usual togs, her usual uniform, and brought everything back. The Paradise Island was back, and her mom was back in town, and everything was peachy keen again.
Okay, what year is this one from?
This is 1987. This was when DC underwent a revamp in 87, something called Crisis on Infinite Earths. They revamped a lot of titles, including this one, and this was drawn by this guy, George Perez, one of my favorites. He just died recently, a couple of years ago. Len Wein, who else has just died? Did he die recently? Anyway, I met Wein actually, never met Perez, but he was always one of my favorite artists. I followed this guy when he started working at Marvel in the 70s, and then he started working for DC in the 80s, and he took over and he started doing the Teen Titans for DC, which let's be honest, was never a great title in the 70s. In the 60s, maybe so, but 70s, bleh. But he took it and he made it as popular as the X-Men were at the time. So the Teen Titans and the X-Men, funny enough, two superhero teen teams were the big superhero comics of the early 80s, right? And anyway, he comes along and he does this in 87. And the drawing is, I mean, this guy is known for his...
show the people.
For his... I was just going to show you. For his intricate drawing. He was a great storyteller. Perez, not only could he actually draw, and he was one of those people he could draw, because he had a stint on Justice League too. So he was good draw, and he did the Avengers and stuff like that. So he was always good on books with a lot of characters in them. So this one, yeah, one of my favorites. And like I say, just beautifully drawn. He was just a cool artist. Oh, look at that! Dig that creature there. But yeah, it was, and this was very popular at the time, and I can remember at the time when it first came out. Geez, it was you had to slaughter a whole village of innocent people just to get the first issue, right? And last but not least, in their little cavalcade of Wonder Woman here, from the latest to the near latest. This is an absolute edition of Wonder Woman. This is not the absolute Wonder Woman like we were looking at earlier. This is from 2011, and this was was it Brian Azzarello? Yeah, Azzarello and Cliff Chiang did this, and to me it's one of my favorite versions of Wonder Woman. Of course, they changed her costume slightly again, and she became more warrior-like, if that was possible. But she did. There was another comic actually there. Oh, hang on a sec. Let's haul this one up, because this actually has, in this one, I might as well haul this. It's a great thing about being in the library of comics, eh? This was I guess a version of Wonder Woman 2 in a way. This would have came out earlier though. This was 2005 or 4, I'm thinking. 2004. Anyway, the Wonder Woman in this, here we go, is not like the Wonder Woman of old.
Oh, yes.
Here she's defending these villagers in, I can't remember if it's Vietnam or Korea or whatever. And she's a real warrior woman in this version. And this actually was one of my favorite versions of her. Even though it was just for this one series, everyone really liked this Wonder Woman, and she didn't take crap from Superman, right? Because where her powers derived from magic, she could really kick Superman's butt, right? Anyway, it was. I love and everyone did like the version of her in this, because in a lot of ways she was mightier than most of the men. I mean, like Green Arrow. I mean, geez, he got arrows, right? Batman, he got some fancy sort of batarangs and tools and stuff like that, but nothing like that.
Now, how come this didn't make the list?
Oh, that's the same one.
Double?
Yeah, that's volume 2.
You have 2.
Yeah, that's volume 2 of it. So I decided to use the volume 1 because this is, I don't know, just because it's the number 1, but the art in it is absolutely spectacular. I love this Chang guy. Just a beautiful. There's something about it is absolutely like that. Absolutely stunning art, right? And the entire series, even at the time, like a lot of the new 52 at the time, which this was part of in 2011 and all that, a lot of the ones, I hate to say it, but they kind of sucked. But this one came along, and this along with the Batman at the time, and the Swamp Thing was pretty good, but all the rest of the titles kind of sucked. So they eventually went back. Oh, and this one even includes appearances from one of my favorite superheroes, Orion. And they redid his costume. And usually a lot of times when they do this, it turns out to suck. But they did a great job. He did a great job redesigning Orion. Like I say, one of my favorite characters of them all. But this entire series, absolutely fabulous. That's some of the covers there. He just has this really cool style. I don't know what it is. Just beautifully drawn, and of course some nice extras in the back. I love these. Oh, and here we go. Here's the. Where was it? So, but yeah, absolutely beautifully drawn, beautifully executed, and actually one of my favorite incarnations of Wonder Woman. So that's what this is. Actually, these are all my favorite incarnations of Wonder Woman, because there have been other ones throughout the years, and a lot of those were pretty good and all that. But these are my top Wonder Woman favorites. Because Wonder Woman, she, along with Batman and Robin, Batman and Superman, had the longest, like, uninterrupted print runs. There was always, from the 40s right up into the 70s, even into the 80s, those three always had a comic. There was always a Wonder Woman comic, always a Superman comic, always a Batman comic. So she was one of the mighty three, and she's really is right up there in my mind with Superman and Batman. She's arguably the most famous woman superhero of them all, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, but yeah, something about Wonder Woman. Now it could have been my raging hormones as a kid or whatever, but you know, we all thought that she was hot as Homer says, and that magic Larry, woo, she could tie me up anytime. I mean that. We used to laugh at, you know, a Larry that makes you tell the truth, right?
Okay, well, that's enough out of here. Let's go.
I'm telling the truth. Okay, thanks for having us over. We love you, and we'll be back for we got 2 new books that we'll do a very short episode over the next day, and a bonus one, because where we missed a week, this will be another 2-episode week. So we love you. Bye.